Takes the snap, short drop, hits the quarterback.
Grundy scores 60 for the third time this year. Big Blue ends its losing streak, and there are only 2 unbeaten teams remaining in Southwest Virginia. You're watching After the Whistle, episode 5.8. Gentlemen, how was your week?
Great. I'll, a few things.
Good.
Get ready
Just a few things.
I didn't go anywhere this weekend.
You did?
Nope.
No foreign countries or
You stayed on mow grass.
Yeah. Put up heat lamps for the dogs.
heat lamps for the dog. Well, I'll tell you what, cold as it is right now, having heat lamps probably come in pretty good. Pretty handy right now. All right, well, we got a whole lot of stuff to talk about from this past week. We're going to get right straight to it. Hit it up with our weekly recap brought to you by BELLACINO'S Therapy Services located in the Grundy Plaza. And fellas, we had some interesting games this week. Some of them turned out the way we thought, and then some of them didn't. But we're going to start out real quick.
That makes a lot. I mean,
Well,
either they are or they ain't.
It was the inflection of my voice that got the point across. I said some of them did and some of them didn't, which meant some of them was a surprise.
Oh, like who?
We'll talk about it here. I got all of them listed here, so we'll get to it. We'll start out Ridgeview 42, John Battle 6.
That's a shocker, boys. That's a big surprise.
That was not a surprise.
Big surprise.
O'Quinn had 143 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Wolfpack are one of only 2 unbeatens left in Southwest Virginia, and we know who the other team is. Graham G. We'll get to them here in just a second. 11-54, Castlewood,
Shocker.
6 pounds.
You was right. They had a lot of shockers.
Haven't got
this
there
week.
yet. Well, we'll find out.
54
54-6 over Castlewood. That means that Lebanon is the Russell County champs this year. Mike Reese, the quarterback you all been talking about, that freshman, had completed 4 of his 6 completions went for touchdowns. So pretty good. Yeah, he's going to be a pretty good one. Lebanon is now 4-3, and the Wood falls to 1-6. Holston 34, Northwood 0. Noah Tweed 146 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns.
All these shockers this week.
Holston 369 yards of offense. Good turnout for them. Cavs are now 4-3. Northwood 3-4. Let's talk about this game. Went the way we thought it would go, but it was a pretty daggone big game. Grundy 68, J.I. Burton 26. This is the 3rd time this year that Grundy has hung 60-plus points on an opponent, and they're doing it on the ground. To the best of my understanding, the last time that Grundy put up this many points, they hung 77 on Garden way back in the 30s. Boyd had 200 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. Scammell, 296.
Is that one of the shockers?
No, Scammell 296 and 3 touchdowns. So overall, a really good offensive performance for Grundy, but still that question mark we keep talking about.
Norton had 500 yards.
483 yards offense.
Yeah.
Norton.
I think you got to talk about that Grundy offensive line, too, we just had in here.
Yeah, we'll get to talking. Well, I mean, look, put up 570 yards of offense here.
Week in and week out.
And so you got to have some hustles up front in order to take care of this. So we can take a look at them here in a little bit. The glaring thing for me is I keep looking at these numbers that people are putting up on Grundy's defense as far as yardage, and Grundy's looking like they're moving to the front like they're going to be the team to beat in the region. And some people are even talking about them advancing further. Those numbers could come back to haunt them if they don't tighten up some things on defense, though.
That's the truth. I mean, if they can get
Well,
their
they gave up,
defense.
400 some on offense or on defense, didn't they?
Yeah, 480.
483,
Yeah,
yeah.
they give up. I mean, if you don't outscore somebody one game, and especially when it's one game and done.
Yeah. Well, you get behind.
But right now, if they get their defense lined up, I see them playing Riverheads.
Well, they've
you
got-
know what that means.
Yeah, they've got
What's
plenty
that
of time to get it together.
What's going to happen?
You know what that means if they're playing Riverheads.
If they're playing Riverheads,
They're in
it's
the finals.
Oh, yeah, I know that, but what's going to happen? That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. I mean,
I thought you was going to make a prediction on the game.
No, they're playing Riverheads. is
Yeah.
what-
no, I'm just. If that happened, if it,
Oh, so you're
that's far as they go.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're allowed to make those insinuations.
Yeah.
Next, Twin Springs 44, East Side 7. Colton Kilgore took opening kickoff to the house for the Titans, and it was all them. Here's an impressive stat. Twin Springs had 41 points in 11 snaps first half. All over East Side, the woes continue for them. Richlands 34, Marion 13. The streak is over. The Blues
The
dropped
big R.
Yeah, now
They're back.
2-6 after dropping that game, 6 straight games. Dylan Brown, 139 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns.
He's ended up having a pretty good year. I mean,
Oh yeah, well he's doing it on both sides.
That's right.
He was passing. He had 2 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns his past week. So Richlands drops their 6-game losing streak. It's over, and now Marion picks it up. This is Marion's 6th straight loss. The Rural Retreat 32, Chilhowie nothing. That game went as expected. Gunnar Hagerman was 20 carries, 108 yards, and 4 touchdowns for Rural Retreat. Probably one of the best teams that's right now on the outside looking in playoff-wise. They're 3-3. Chilhowie falls to 0-7 with the loss.
I want to get to these shockers.
We're coming. This one right here is a shocker. Based on our predictions, this is a shocker. Every one of us picked Hurley to win this game, and Hurley gets beat 41-20. Homeacre 41, Hurley 20. There's a shocker. Okay.
The only shocker is that Homeacre scored 40.
Peyton Music had a whale of a day, 184 yards passing, 4 touchdown passing.
Well, there was a time like
That's right. You take away 18 points in 3 minutes.
Early was up 12-7, 3 minutes before halftime, then a 21-point swing with 3 touchdowns in 3 minutes. That kind of put the dagger in it, you know.
You go in halftime with a lead or at the
down
worst case
one, yeah.
down 1.
Yeah.
It just seemed like Hurley shot herself in the foot at crucial times.
A couple turnovers and then a couple bombs by Homeacre, and it was.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Are these deep balls they're hitting
They
here?
were
Oh,
deep
yeah.
balls, yeah.
Alex Duty, 2 touchdowns for the Rebels. Dylan Lester also scored 1 for
Oh, they
him.
moved the ball.
Well, I was just going to say, Hurley able to move the ball, just not able to put points on the board. This is kind of a upset as far as I'm looking at it, because I expected Hurley, especially at the Clift.
All right, man, you can move on.
Yeah.
Man. You can move on. Move on.
It's all right, you didn't water anymore in it. All right, up next, Gate City 35, Lee 21. Ethan Fleming, 140 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns for Gate City. The big thing, Pendergraft was 14 of 20 for 319 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for the
He might be a
Jets.
sophomore. I'm calling him a freshman, but I've
I think he's a
confirmed
sophomore.
that. Is he a sophomore?
Sophomore.
Yeah.
14 all at the half. This game was actually pretty tight. Lee actually jumped out first quarter 14-0. Gate City came back, added 2 scores in the second. Went in halftime 14 all, but in the third quarter Gate City just pulled away and got the differential there. So Lee proving once again to continue to be an improved team, and
They were
Yeah.
the most improved
And
team
yeah.
in the area.
Pendergraft putting up some impressive
And
numbers.
Rycove.
And young, down with Rycove, and both of them's young.
Tom Walker, 45, Phelps 14, about what we expected here. Xander Spears had 2 touchdowns, 172 yards rushing for Tom Walker. Bluefield 46, Tazewell 20. We missed this one. This qualifies now as 2
No, it's
that we did not expect. Beaver led this game 46.
We just didn't want to pick Bluefield.
Yeah. Well, Beaver led 46-0 before Tazewell even did anything. Well, I ain't even going to say before Tazewell did anything. Tazewell scored all of their points, 3 touchdowns. Cassius Harris in the last 5 minutes of the game. That tells you all you need to know about that one there. A little bit, Bluefield has won 3 games this year, 2 of them against Tazewell County opponents. So they're 2-1, of course, against Tazewell County. They lost that Graham game. All right, big game right here, fellas. Union 28, Wise 21. Here's my guy, Rayshawn Anderson. Had 65-yard touchdown run in the third quarter. That was basically the difference for the Bears. And according to the newspaper, it was his brother made the key block. I guess his brother made the key block for him there. He was actually had 180 yards rushing on 17 carries, and he passed for 78 yards as well. This kid's numbers keeps him improving.
Back to the old shotgun double wing jet counter.
Yeah. Well, 340 yards rushing, I couldn't tell when I looked at the stats because that's usually what they put up, pretty high numbers. But not only that, this is a big revenge win because you guys, Wise got them last year, didn't you?
Yeah, we put it on last year.
Yeah, well,
They couldn't stop
this one, they've been waiting on this one, and this was a good one. This one is a shocker. Oh, that's 3. That's 3.
That's the only one.
Which one?
The one he's talking about right now.
George Witt 20, Galax 7.
Something, Galax might have had some people suspended, hurt.
Well, George Witt on their own 1-yard line. They're up 7-0 right before halftime. Run a little quarterback sneak to just kind of get the ball out there and give him a little bit of room to move. Quarterback takes it 99 yards to the house.
Is that the quarterback that was hurt? Is he back playing?
That was Tandem Smith. I'm not sure if that's the same one as Tandem Smith. So it was. Took it 99 yards. I assume it's the one that was injured. But this was a big win for George Witt because they snapped a 10-game losing streak to Galax. And Galax, unfortunately for them, they were in the red zone 3 different times and came out of there with absolutely nothing. Turnover, penalties, and a missed field goal. So this was a big win for George Witt, especially rebounding from that Grundy loss. And I tell you, Grundy may run into this bunch again. All right, game we didn't cover last week, and we're going to tell them why here in just a second we didn't cover it. Graham 49, Virginia High.
I got a lot of text messages asking why we didn't talk about this game. So read that score.
That's why we didn't talk about it.
Well, Graham had 10 people suspended for the game.
Yeah. The newspaper said they had at least 8 out. So, 8 to 10.
Krieger did there.
He Kriegered it a little bit. Yeah, so give or take. But yeah, there you go. It was kind of interesting because Graham's got at least 8 to 10 people out for disciplinary reasons, issues. And Jamel Floyd had 240 yards rushing. He took advantage of the opportunity. I think they stayed in the Wildcat most of the evening. And he packed the ball and did an excellent job. Virginia High jumps out first, picked up a fumble, ran it back 70 yards for a touchdown. And the game, for the most part, was fairly tight. Virginia High kept it close, 21-14 at halftime. But Graham just took over in the third quarter, and it's pretty much Katie barred the door.
I'm impressed with Virginia High. I think they've improved a lot. I watched them on film with Hollaker.
Oh, they are.
Throwing that ball at quarterback stuff, too. Coach Patterson doing a good job of it.
Just one of those things where it takes time to get in the groove and everything.
Yeah.
All right, and so that one, and then, of course, the big game, fellas, everybody watched it, UT and Bama. Thoughts on that one? What do y'all think?
We said I was on old Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no smoky smoke on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bill.
Go ahead, keep on.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top.
When Alabama wins, it's just another Saturday. When Tennessee wins, let's go post tore down and everything. But we win,
but you
just,
can't fault it.
just another Saturday.
These kids ain't been beat by Alabama 15 times. Why don't you say Alabama's never beat some of these kids? You all can't. Alabama can't say that.
What's y'all, man? What are you saying y'all for? I'm just saying.
People's taking away from these Tennessee kids. They can say what they want.
No, hey, we ain't talking about Tennessee kids. I'm talking about Tennessee fans.
These fans can do it. Well, that's true. But these kids that's pumped.
Yeah.
Saban's never beat some of them.
That's true.
So why can't they say?
I think the prediction was, I think Tennessee was supposed to blow them out, wasn't it?
No, Alabama's 9.5-point favorites.
You go, yeah.
Well, my take from the game is one of the more exciting games I've ever watched in college football. The atmosphere and everything was just really.
Well, everybody I heard said Tennessee was going to win before the game.
Well,
but Vegas didn't.
Alabama, in my opinion now, if these two teams play again, Alabama will not lose.
Yes, they will.
I do not
Yes,
think
they will. Well, it doesn't matter because here's what's going to happen. Tennessee, all right, what would you do?
I just wish Texas
let's
would have
just-
him and Hooker.
let's just talk it this way. You play in Georgia.
Yep.
Should you lose on purpose?
No.
Okay, you lose. Georgia's #1 in the country. All right, now you don't have to play Alabama again. Georgia's got to play them
If you lose.
if you lose.
If you win, you have to play Alabama again.
If you win, and then you win out and you get beat by Alabama, Georgia's only got 1 loss. You know they're getting in. Alabama with 1 loss, Tennessee with 1 loss. All right, committee, we can't have 3 SEC teams in there. Who you think they're going to kick out? Not Nick Saban.
No.
Who?
But then if you say, well, Tennessee got beat by the #1 team in the country, then Georgia goes and beats Alabama,
There you go.
Tennessee's in.
A lot of ifs and buts.
I know, but ain't that some crazy stuff
It
right
is,
there?
it is crazy.
I couldn't keep
No
up with all
matter
that.
no matter what, if they do beat Georgia and win out and lose to Alabama, Tennessee still should be in.
Absolutely. I agree.
No matter what.
Well, Alabama can write their own ticket right now. I mean, they're still.
Yeah, they won't play for the
Yeah.
conference championship against Tennessee or Georgia.
Right.
Tennessee's the only team in the country that plays Tennessee and Georgia, or Alabama and Georgia, in the same season.
Tennessee beats Georgia.
Yes.
I think they do.
Actually, probably not. I mean, Georgia's pretty good.
I think they beat them.
I think it's at Georgia.
Well, that.
You know how much tickets are to sit up in the top? $981 for that game.
About
I see it. Watch it on the big screen.
All right, fellas. Well, enough about that. Let's move on. Thanks to Buchanan Therapy Services for a recap. All right, now it's time for our Peak Performer of the Week, brought to you by True Point Bank. Our Peak Performer of the Week is Jamel Floyd from the Graham G-Men, 240 yards rushing,
Any
3
kin to
touchdowns this week in the big win for Graham against Virginia High. That's Jamel Floyd. Congratulations, our Peak Performer of the Week. Up next, we have our quote, Who Said It? And we'd also first like to congratulate Mr. Alex Tabor once again, our first 4-time winner of our Who Said It last week. He's been entered again into our free drawing. We now have Rochelle Palmer with 1 win, Mr. Tabor with 4, and Haley Moore with 1. And at the end of the season, we'll put all these names in, draw it, and one of those winners will receive
I like
free
his odds.
pizza. Right now, his odds are looking good. But we've got a new quote, so maybe he won't get it this time. Who knows?
I got the quote. You ready?
All right, so we're ready for the quote. Once again, you know the answer to this quote. Go to the Facebook page where we post episode 5.8. Be the first one in the comment section to tell us who said it and what it's associated and related to. All right, Coach.
All right, here we go. To all my love slaves out there, Thunder Lips is here in the flesh, baby. The ultimate male versus the ultimate meatball.
That's pretty good.
That guy's good.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good.
You know what that was?
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a clue.
Yeah, I remember watching that one. I can almost see it when he said it. You want to do it again? Let's do it again.
To all my love slaves out there, Thunder Lips is here in the flesh, baby. The ultimate male versus the ultimate meatball.
All right. There you have our quote for the week. Boy, that's a good one. That one had some energy to it, too. All right. You know the answer. Be the first one to put it in our comment section on our Facebook page. All right. Brought to you, not that one. BELLACINO'S now. Player of the Week. Brought to you each week by BELLACINO'S. That's where we film this show. That's who provides us with our drinks and our pizza and everything. Stop by and see the fine folks at BELLACINO'S. And this week's BELLACINO'S Player of the Week should be Players of the Week. The Grundy Golden Wave offensive line. And we're going to take a look at those fellas right now.
All right, guys, we're here with our BELLACINO'S Players of the Week, the Grundy Golden Wave offensive line. Over their big win over J.I. Burton this weekend, put up 63 points and 5 for 600 total yards of offense. And you can see behind me why they can do that. So a big group of guys right here. And guys, tell us a little bit about the game, what went on Saturday, man, how y'all put up so many points.
Our offensive line was just really opening up holes. I mean, they were wide open. Isaiah and Ian could hit them, get as many yards as they wanted out of them.
I got you, man. Well, it's an impressive group, man. Some impressive numbers, and like I said, shout out to y'all on that. And guys, going forward here, I know there's a lot of hype on you guys. You hear Grundy and Patrick Henry, top of Region 1B, and I know y'all shooting for that region title, type thing. Just talk a little bit about what you got to do to reach that goal.
Yeah, when we first played them, we tried to keep our head straight, just come up a little short. And now we just got to keep going, practicing hard, keeping our head straight, keep focused, and just do the same thing we've been doing all season. Get our blocks down, make holes for the running backs, and everything like that.
Good deal, man. Y'all just got to keep focused and keep grinding, man. And congratulations to all y'all on the BELLACINO'S Player of the Week.
Congratulations to the Grundy Golden Wave offensive line, our BELLACINO'S Players of the Week. All right, up next we have Stump the CRIG, brought to you by Grundy Auto Sales. Stop by and check them out for oil changes, tire rotation, tire and wheel alignment, and of course a wide selection of pre-owned vehicles at Grundy Auto Sales. All right, each week at this time we make the attempt to stump the CRIG, and I have 2 hermetically sealed envelopes here, and these envelopes have been in a True Point Bank vault for the last week under 24/7 surveillance from armed security. They were recently delivered here to BELLACINO'S in an armored truck, and I have not seen the contents of these envelopes. Have you seen them?
I have not.
All right, so the way this works is he is going to tell us the answer to the question that is in the envelope before we ever read the question. That's right, folks. He is that good. He's going to answer the question. So I now have in my hand the first envelope. And would you like to do your little thing there, or whatever it is that you do before you guess?
All right, I got it.
All right. This is going to be a good one.
Pork chop.
Pork chop.
Yes.
Final answer.
Pork chop.
Final answer is pork chop. Let's take a look. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop.
Oh, that's easy.
Well, so much for that one. Got that one right. I have the second envelope here in my hands. I have not seen the contents of this envelope.
This one's my favorite. I already knew this.
Oh, you already know the
Yeah.
answer.
Milk and Quackers. Quakers. Milk and Quakers.
Quakers.
Which one, Quakers?
Quackers.
Quackers.
Milk and Quakers.
You like milk, don't you? You like milk and cookies, I know.
Mm-hmm. How you know?
Can't
you
guess? All right, you got milk and what?
Quackers.
Milk.
No, Quakers. Quackers.
Quackers. Milk
And Quackers.
and Quackers. Milk and Quackers. The question is, what do you get when you cross a cow with a duck? Milk and Quackers. Well, once again, we have failed to stump the CRIG. Maybe next time, who knows? If you've got an idea, please submit it, send it to us on our Facebook page. Just hit us there, send us a private message, and we'll take a look at it.
You better be fast.
Yeah, you better be good at it too. All right, Grundy Auto Sales, thank you once again for sponsoring this segment of the program. Up next, we have our top 5 brought to you by the Wooden Horse Grill located in Hurley, Virginia. Stop by and check out the Wooden Horse Grill. Food so good, make your tongue want to slap your brains out. All right, fellas, we have our top 5 this week. If you notice, mine are typed into the form, really nice and neat. And then we've got this chicken scratch over here. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you go first this week.
All right.
1A, top 5.
1A, my number 5 team coming in, squeaking in at number 5, and is the Houston Cavaliers. I think they're playing well right now. Did they just have a big win over? Northwood. And
Shocker, man.
Shocker.
That's-
Number 4 is the War Eagles of Ryco, still hanging in there. They're in the top 2 or 3 in points right now. Number 3, I got the Pioneers of Lebanon, in the arm of Mike Reese.
Lebanon, if Lebanon gets going and throwing that football, boys.
Number 2, boys, old school.
Number 2, I'm riding with the Golden Wave of Grundy. You're still at number 2. And the only reason they're not number 1 is
Because number 1 beat number 2.
1 beat number 2 last time they played, so we'll see. And my number 1 is the PH Rebels, Seth Hibbett. Seth Pageant's Patrick Henry Rebels.
All right, that's your 1A top 5. Got PH at the top. I'll take down mine here. Number 5, I've got the Lebanon Pioneers cracking in my top. It's the first time they've been in my top 5. Rycove War Eagles at number 4. Rural Retreat Indians. Boys, I know they're 3-3. They're on the outside looking in. I still think they're one of the
But
better
if they get
teams.
in, watch out.
Yeah, I think they're one of the better teams. Number 2, PH. I know they beat Grundy, but I think Grundy wasn't
Playing
quite
ball
the same
right
Grundy.
now,
Grundy's
boy.
playing ball right now. And number
You
1,
do.
I've got the Grundy Golden Wave.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
That's true.
Well, Holston was the man. They won it last year.
They were. PH beat them.
Not in the finals, did
No, they beat them this year.
they? Oh, did they? Hey, number 5, I'm not letting them go. It's early. I've still got them in there. I got the Hurley Rebels, baby, at number 5. Well, I'm just telling you.
Gunners what?
Hey,
We
you'll-
done.
well, I'll tell you next week. At number 4, I've got the Warhawks, the War Eagles.
War Eagles. Chicken Hawks. Chicken Hawks.
At number 3, for the first time, I think, I got the Lebanon Pioneers in there with the right arm of Reese.
Reese. Freshman.
Yeah, freshman Reese. All right, and number 2, I've got the PH Rebels, just because, like Coach Moore said, Grundy's rolling right now, scoring 70 a game, and I'm telling you, they might be giving up 70, but they're scoring 71.
There you go.
And they're playing pretty good right now. And number 1, I've got the Grundy Golden Wave.
All right, go ahead and
Your
start.
region champions.
Go ahead and crown them.
Crown them.
Go ahead and crown them. Go ahead and
Put it on
Who's
them.
that the quote of?
go ahead and print the label. He's telling them right now to go ahead and do the engraving.
Yeah.
Who was that the Minnesota Cup said that? Dennis,
He
no,
said-
it's a crown. Go ahead and crown.
Yeah, he crowned. They are who they thought we were. They are who we thought we were.
Dennis Green.
Yeah.
I remember it.
They are who we thought they were.
I remember
Yeah.
now.
He said, what you I'm crowning the Golden Wave.
All right, you heard it here, folks. Go ahead and
I'm
give
going
us
to go ahead and
what
do
you
my 2A. At number 5, I got the Union Bears because Cam Bostic scored a touchdown. Can't take them out now. I'm a man of my word.
He's about to break tears at you.
Yeah. Number 4, I've got the Pound Puppy still in there. I've got the Tazewell Bulldogs.
Pound, I thought you were talking about Pound Wildcats there for a minute.
At number 3, boys, I'm still giving Ridgeview Wolfpack that bulletin board material. I got them at number 3, and I got the Gate City Blue Devils at number 2. And then I've got the region champions at number 1, the Graham G.
You mean the defending region champion?
The region champions of 2022.
Oh, you're speaking as a prophet.
Yes.
The prophet over here.
Guaranteed.
All right. You're better than Gene Dixon was, I bet. All right. You may get that reference right there, boy. They're old. I know you didn't get it. All right. Anyhow, next up, my top 5. I've got the Tazewell Bulldogs coming in at 5, but I do think they showed a few chinks in the armor the other day. Number 4, Union Bears. And number 3, I've got the Gate City Blue Devils. I think they're a much improved squad. And, of course, number 2, Ridgeview Wolfpack. And coming in at 1, I've got the Graham G-Men. I just don't think anybody's got anything for them. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think Ridgeview does either.
Well, 2A hasn't changed any, has it really?
Not really.
I mean,
We just
so
mix up
we
the
just-
bottom.
All right, number 5, I got the Tazewell Bulldogs coming in at number 5. Number 4, I still got the Union Bears. I think you may see a rematch of them and Ridgeview here in the playoffs to see who gets a chance to go to the G-Men. So Number 3, I got Jeremy House Wright and the Gates City Blue Devils playing good ball. Number 2, I still got the Wolfpack, and number 1 is the G-Men of Graham.
All right, that rounds out our top 5, 1A, 2A. Just real quick before we give up on that and go to our prognostications. In 1D, number 1 right now in the ratings, VHSL ratings, Patrick Henry is coming in at 1, Rycove at 2, Grundy at 3, Twin Springs 4, Lebanon 5, Holston at 6, and Hurley at 7, Honaker at 8. On the outside looking in, we've got Rural Retreat and J.I. Burton at 9 and 10. Over in 2D, we've got the Graham G-Men at number 1, Ridgeview Wolfpack at 2, Gate City 3, Virginia High 4, Union at 5, Lehigh coming in at 6, Tazewell 7, Wise Central at 8, and Richlands and John Battle and Marion, all 3 on the outside looking in. All right.
So that means Central might have to visit the G-Men.
That's what it's looking like right
first
now.
round.
Right now, things were.
Well, it don't matter who they visit first round.
All right, that does it for our
I'm just saying,
top
probably
5.
wouldn't be good.
Once again, check out Wooden Horse Grill over in Hurley, Virginia. I'm telling you, if you're ever over there, stop by and check them out. Good place to eat. Up next, we got our Pigskin Prognostications brought to you by Buchanan General Hospital, located on Slate Creek in Buchanan County. All right, fellas, let's take a look. Last week, games, we had a pretty good run there. Last week I was 13-4. Coach Tester, you were 12-5, and Coach Krieger, you were 13-4. Overall, I am 88-27. You are 83-32, and Coach Krieger still sits atop, 89-26.
Y'all cheating. Y'all don't even remember who you picked.
I think look at old Mongo, boy.
It's bad shape. Mongo McMichael.
Daisy's birthday.
All right, fellas, let's take a look at these picks real quick. We've got a few games here, not as many this week, maybe. I looked at some NFL games. I didn't see anything that was really intriguing on the NFL docket, so we'll just take a look at the high school games this week. First, we got Marion at Tazewell. I'll pick this one first. Marion at Tazewell. I'm going to pick the Bulldogs in this one. Coach Tester?
Tazewell.
And Coach Krieger.
Tazewell.
All right, Tazewell across the board. That's locked, folks. Virginia High at Chill High.
Virginia High.
Chill High.
So we can get through this. That's Virginia High.
Virginia High. That's what I have as well. Virginia High across the board. That's a lock. Ridgeview at Abingdon. This is a good one.
Ridgeview. Ridgeview.
Ridgeview for Coach Krieger.
Ridgeview.
Coach Tester says Ridgeview. I'm going to go with Ridgeview as well. I do think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be closer than everybody thinks. John Battle at Gate City. I'll go first, Gate City.
Gate City.
And Coach.
Gate City.
PH at Honaker.
PH.
Go with PH.
I think PH just got too strong of a running game for Honaker to be able to stop him. I'm going PH as well. Grundy at Hurley, big game.
Going with Hurley.
Big game in Buchanan County. Coach?
The Mighty Wave.
I'm going to take Grundy in this one as well. Let's talk about this for a second. Some things that Hurley might need to do.
Keep the ball from.
I think, play keep away as
And
long
they
as
can.
possible.
If they can keep it and go on this 7-minute drive, that will be big.
Well, Grundy likes to run the ball. If Hurley can make Grundy grind it out and score instead of giving them a big busted play, and Hurley can at the same time move
Right
the chains.
now, I mean, like you said, right now, it's what Grundy's getting. They're getting big play after big play after big play. I'm talking 60 yards, 70 yards, 50 yards, 40 yards. Boys, you've given those up, it's hard to beat a team.
Yeah.
But if you, a guy always says, if you make them drive the field, eventually something will happen.
It's hard for high school.
Well, I think that's
drive the field.
without
That's
something.
sort of how that PH game went. Both of them were running the ball a lot, and it was more of a grinded out game. It was, not a lot of big busted plays, and Grundy didn't come up on the positive end of it. So I think that's the method for beating Grundy is playing keep away right now. And of course, if you have a good, strong passing game, you can probably move the chains. But I think the way to beat them is to keep the ball on the ground.
Try and give me some pointers.
I'm just trying to hint to you there. All right, J.I. Burton at Castlewood. Castlewood having a tough time ago here. Bubba Ball not proving to be their thing right now. They're just too inexperienced and young. I got J.I. Burton as well. J.I. Burton across the board. So far we're pretty good shape. Cumberland Gap at Twin Springs. I don't know much anything about Cumberland Gap.
I'm going with Twin Springs.
I'm going to take Twin Springs as well. I think, traditionally Twin Springs plays very well in this game, and I think they've got a pretty solid running game.
I'm going to go Coach McPherson and Cumberland Gap.
Oh, is that where he's at?
East Side at Tom Walker. This could be a good game for both teams. Tom Walker, I think, has got the edge. Yeah. What do you think?
Probably.
I'm going with Tom Walker in this one. You got Tom Walker?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Spartans to pick up their first win.
All right. Well, you're trying to make some moves here. Move and shake a little bit. I see what you're doing. Wise at Lee. This ought to be a good football game. It's going to be a good one, I think. And I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and go out right now. I'll go ahead and take my pick, boys. I'm going to pick Lee to win this.
Go with the Warriors.
Going with Wise. Who you got there, Coach?
I'm going with Lee too. I'm going with the quarterback, boys. I've talked him up all year.
It's time to. And the fact that it's at Lee, I think, gives them just a little bit of an edge. This ought to be a good game. This is a question mark game. Graham, Pulaski. I'm not sure where the game is. I looked around, but I couldn't find out the exact location.
Well, is them people still out?
Well, according to the newspaper, it said they'll be back soon. He didn't say when.
I think it was a disciplinary issue.
Just one game?
Maybe, I don't know.
If it's discipline, it could be just one game. If it's more than one game.
Do we need to phone a friend?
No phone of friends here. I don't know what. I think Pulaski's they're going to be better up front than Virginia High was. I would think.
You would think.
But I still don't know if they can stop Graham. I'm going to pick the G-men in this one. I'm going to go with what I know instead of what I don't know. But I do think, I don't know where the game's at. If it's up there.
I'm going with the G-men.
I will too.
All right, across the board, we got the G-men. Lebanon at Holston. This is going to be probably one of the bigger games in Southwest Virginia as far as playoff implications for one of these two teams.
Give me the Pioneers, baby.
All right.
I'm going with the Pioneers too. They're going to throw the football.
I'm going to take the Pioneers in this one. I think this one could be, you might see an overtime game here. It's going to be tight. And then I've got Rural Retreat at Northwood.
I'm going with Rural Retreat.
Yeah, I think Rural Retreat gets back in the win column again.
And that's going to give them a few more points.
Yes, it will, because Northwood's won 3 games.
That's right.
And probably will get another one before the season's out. So, all right, there to go across the board, fellas. That's all of our picks for this week. We don't have any other games, no college games or any pro games that we're picking. Like I said, there wasn't nothing that looked real entertaining in the pro ranks, so kind of left it there. Any final thoughts or anything before we get ready to head out of here?
I think so.
You got anything?
Yeah, boy, you know
Yeah.
it.
What is it? Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm getting a phone call.
What about that?
Fred Phillips is calling me. Should I answer it?
Now, if it's Fred, I wouldn't.
Oh, man.
Is that what you got?
I got one. Yeah.
Oh.
You all know, boys. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid of a whole lot, but I'm afraid for the calendar. I'm afraid for the calendar.
Afraid for it?
For the calendar.
Not of it, but for it.
No, for it. I'm afraid for the calendar.
Why?
Because its days are numbered.
That's a good one.
I'm afraid for the calendar. Because its days are numbered.
That's a good one. That's the truth. I mean, you can't argue with that.
Hey, before we go, you all out there that watches this show on Friday, October 21st, former Grundy Golden Wave quarterback. He's in California right now. He's a movie, not a star to us. He's in the movies there, and it's Paul's Promise. Go out and watch it on Friday. You won't be disappointed. We watched it yesterday. He's a very good actor. Taylor Cole graduated from Grundy in 2013. He's producing it. They're doing big things out there in Hollywood. And go see Paul's Promise. You won't be disappointed.
I was just going to say Tommy Krieger.
Ryan O'Quinn.
Ryan O'Quinn, he used to quarterback at Grundy, graduated from Grundy. They're doing big things at Hollywood. Go watch Paul's Promise.
All right, folks, you heard it there. Advice from the
CRIG.
movie man here, the CRIG. I don't have anything else, so until next time, I'm Coach Moore.
Coach Tester.
Coach Krieger.
Reminding you that buffet is a French word that means get up and get it yourself. Good night.